Hey guys, Sableye VGC here, and welcome back to another episode of Crazy Climbing. And we're here, we're going to keep things going with the T-Tar Swampert team, and to be completely honest, I didn't even stop the recording from the last time, so we're really good. We're jumping right back into things, well for me, but you guys will probably see these a few days apart. But we're going to get ML here with a rating of 527, and we've got a cool Latias team here we're playing against now. And Latias to me is one of those Pokemon that I'm really interested in trying out. It has a really nice speed tier for support, and you can do some cool things with like Icy Wind and Breaking Swipe, which are really cool. But what's interesting to me here is this Charizard without a real hard Sunsetter, meaning to me Whimsicott's going to have the sun here. So Whimsicott 100% going to have Sunny Day, and to me that's terrible because they're going to get the Sunny Day off and I'm going to lose my speeds. Or my speed, I should say. Zard probably going to be max speed, so nothing I can really do to outpace it. I could do something like Instant Dracozolt, but that doesn't really work. Instant T-Tar is interesting as well, and I think that does cover that lead for the most part, so that's what we're going to go with. Steela does a nice job at walling out the Metagross in the back, as well as stopping that Urshifu from really doing too much. So I am going to bring it despite the Charizard. I need Zolt. I don't normally like bringing Zolt versus stuff like Whimsicott and Tailwind stuff, because I can't really take advantage of the sand. But I definitely need Dracozolt here on this in this team for the Finny. And if I were to patch anything, maybe give myself an extra way to hit Finny. I don't know how I'd go about doing that, because I feel like the 6 Mons are correct. Like the 6 Pokemon on this team just feel correct to me. But we are going to see Whimsicott Zard, so basically got exactly what I was thinking was going to happen here. And my question, does Whimsicott have the Protect? Normally if you're running Sunny Day, I feel like you're not going to have it. Charizard, of course, probably going to protect you. However, I can just Rockfall right through that. So do I want to get aggressive? The Fake Out is an easy one, right into that slot. Now, the question becomes, do I want to get aggressive? Do I think Charizard protects? Does it Max Guard even? I am just going to regular Rock Slide here. I might regret this, but something tells me he's going to switch out. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I could have Max Rockfall through that Protect, guys. Or just straight up Max Rockfall and killed this Whimsicott here. But this is alright, it's not the end of the world. Okay, so now if I'm my opponent, the T-Tar is the Mon I need to kill, right? Like, I need to kill T-Tar here. So I'm clicking Sun, I'm clicking Max Quake, and killing the T-Tar. Is what I would personally be doing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to U-turn. I believe that should pick up the Cot. And I'm actually going to go into Celesteela to eat this Quake. If they Max Fire, or Max Wildfire, that's what the move is called. I haven't seen this Charizard since like Series 5, guys. But if they Max Wildfire into my Celesteela, I will be absolutely shook. Like, I just can't see it happening here. Like, they don't fire move it. I guess they could Quake the Instant, which might die. I know I'm careful AV, so I'm expecting Instant to survive here. And guys, the game plan is they set up Sun. They set up Sun, I get the U-turn off. Sand comes back in after the U-turn, chips off the what U-turn doesn't kill. And then the Whimsicott's gone and we're in Sand. That is my game plan right now. I don't know if it's actually going to work out here depending on what this Charizard does. They do go Max Quake, and I do catch it perfectly with the Celesteela there. We're going to get the U-turn, so everything's working out very well right now. And that's going to be in Sand Rage, so you literally could not have scripted this turn any better. Everything working out to a T right now, and down goes Whimsicott, down goes the Sunsetter, and Charizard's outside of Sun. So, no complaints here. We've completely wasted a full turn of his max move. And Instant will swap back in for the Steela. Okay. You go down. I'd imagine Metagross comes in now to try and break this. But I have done a very good job, I think, of hindering this Zard, as long as I don't get too ahead of myself here. Should be Metagross if you have it. But we'll see what he brought. And it's actually going to be Tapu. Yeah, Tapu Fini, the Alola champion, is perfectly fine. And I am going to straight up max. I am going to straight up max and go after this Zard. Like, actually, I could Rockfall the Finny. The Zard isn't a threat right now. Yeah, I'm going to Rockfall the Finny. And I'm going to go Instant. And by Rockfall the Finny, I mean I did click Zard. And I know last episode I lost the game after I got a bit lucky with the double protect, and then I lost the game because I literally said what I should do and I didn't do it. And hopefully this isn't another one of those cases. But something tells me at this point Zard might just try to get a wildfire off, just to get some extra chip damage at the end of every turn here. So what I'm gonna try and do to match that is just to go right after it here. That way I at least get it off the field, and then it's a 4v2 endgame. Because once Zard is off the field, like realistically, there's not a lot my opponent can really be doing here. I know Finny can set up with potential comm mines, but I have his ult in the back for that Finny exclusively. So, yeah, there we go. So they do just go straight for that wildfire, right into this Incineroar. Incin eats it basically for breakfast at that point. That really did nothing. And Charizard is actually Life Orb and is gonna... Okay, Moonblast, they're literally giving me the policy. That's Specs Finny or Life Orb Finny if I've ever seen it. That did a lot. Maybe it might actually just be like straight up full on offense. I don't know, I feel like you Calm Mind there if you're the Finny. Like, I don't think you have a chance at killing my T-Type. And you just gave me policy for no reason there. That did do a lot to Tar, but maybe I'm just underestimating Finny. We are in the sand, so I did expect that to do slightly less. But Finny's gonna get tipped by the sand there, speaking of sand. And, yeah, guys, I think, yeah, maybe it wasn't, I don't know. Maybe it was not Specs or anything, but it did seem to be very offensive, if nothing else. Should be Metagross. If you didn't bring Metagross in this game to deal with the T-Tar, I don't know why you have a Metagross if you're not going to bring it into something in a game like this. I guess Urshifu deals with T-Tar as well, so that makes a little bit of sense. I do have Fake Out, so I'm not overly concerned. And I'm just going to Fake Out Max Knuckle. At this point, Dracozolt literally cleans up. There's literally no way Dracozolt loses this game. Yeah. And there's the forfeit. So, no way Dracozolt lost that game in the back, assuming I got chip damage onto the Urshifu to break a potential sash. And if they were banded, they were dead there. So, very good start to this game. And start to the day, I mean, well, there's the Latios. We did see the Latios, so there we go. Alice, Switch, Mystical Fire, Bulldoze, and Tailwind. So, like I said, Latios, very good support set. And I don't know how viable it is. It does lose to a lot of things. Like, it doesn't actually hit things hard. So you have to accept the fact that you're just going to kind of sit there and be a support mon. But for being a support mon, I believe I think it can do it really, really well. I'd be interested in maybe trying something out with a Latios on the channel here. Maybe I'll try to do Latios next Crazy Climbing. But right now I'm having fun with this sand team. I'm going to be completely honest. Like, Pert, Celesteela, and Zapdos Galar. Obviously, Celesteela has been around and it's still useful and like seen a lot. But the Swampert and the Zapdos actually aren't seen a lot. And right off the bat, you say Swampert and Zapdos, they're like, that's not that's kind of a meme team. But they honestly, I do feel like they're some of the best mons to be put in these slots. Like, I don't think you can really change things up too much. Like, you need the Defiant user or a competitive user, and you need a ground type and a water type, and the ground water types, I don't love Gastrodon. Maybe Gastrodon is better, but I do like Swampert for a little bit more offensive pressure. Like, Gastrodon to me is just bulk, but Swampert is a little bit more bulky offense. But we're going to get the Regieleki here, which is one of the tougher matchups of this team. However, seeing the rest of the team, I can definitely get away with a Max Steela. Actually, I could probably Max Swampert here as well, which is really interesting, because they don't really have a way to deal with it. So, what I do want to do is I'm going to lead the Zolt and the Celesteela with a T-Tar and a Swampert. Just basically what I'm doing here is forcing their hand. This is something I really do like doing with this team. Obviously, there is a lot of times you can just lead Sand, but with a team like this, I do like leading Celesteela and Dracozolt, right? Because they cover a lot of different things. And basically, I say to you, okay, am I going to leave Celesteela in and blow you up, or am I going to actually blow you up with the other slot? So I basically kind of force their hands here, and if they leave a Lecky, what I'm doing, if they lead a Lecky, sorry, I'm tempting them to stay in, is exactly what this does. And that's what I want. I want them to stay in, because Dracozolt is my Lecky answer with an Earthquake, until Swampert, at least until Swampert hits the field. So, even a Dragon Claw packs a really good punch to the Alekis. So, we'll see what they want to go for here. And basically, it's just one of those bait leads, you know? And even in a best of 3, this works, right? Because game 1, I could swap in T-Tar and outspeed. Game 2, hey, maybe I'm not going to swap in T-Tar now, and I'm just going to accept the fact that I'm going to be slower and attack from there. So, seeing my opponent's lead here, I'm not loving this, but I do have to respect the fact that they could Brutal Swing or that they could Tailwind. And this is one of those ones where it's questionable on what I want to do here. I am just going to Bolt Beak into the Metagross, and I am going to swap into the T-Tar. I could Bolt Beak the Torn, but something tells me they might just go straight for the Brutal Swing. And if they go straight for the Brutal Swing, I'm alright with that. Like, they're going to move first with the Torn anyways, so time to see how this one plays out. I don't, as much as I was praising this lead and, you know, I have options and I can switch things out and out, but I'm also playing mind games with myself as well, right? Like, should I have left this Celesteela on the field? Should I maybe have targeted the Torn? But I think this is going to work out in general here. Just big damage on Metagross is nothing to laugh at here. There's the max. So, like I said, I just want big damage. This is going to do about 50%. And 50% to a Metagross before they potentially get a Brutal Swing off is phenomenal. And if they max guard Tailwind, that is the one way I do lose a lot of momentum here. Which is why the one time you would maybe want to target the Torn. But I don't see them max guarding here. Yeah, this is a Tailwind. But in the sand, Zolt's still going to be faster here. Unless this is like max speed Metagross, which it's not. And look at that, almost 50%. I'm going to lose Zolt, unfortunately. It's basically a trade, a 1v1 trade here. And it's not even a 1v1 trade. I basically lose Zolt to get big damage on the Metagross. Is that worth it? Maybe not. Maybe I should have targeted Torn. The thing is, I was losing that slot anyways. I had no switch in there. So, this is now where Swampert comes in handy. Because Swampert can walk in, click Dynamax, Max Quake will pick off this Metagross. Unless they're AV. And if they're AV, they're not going to be Brutal Swinging into themselves. But based on the fact they have a Torn here, I'm expecting a Brutal Swing into themselves. And I'm just going to Max Quake. Gonna draw. It might not kill actually, so maybe I do have to Scald first. And you know what? I will. And I'm gonna go hard back into Celesteela here. It's a little bit more of a passive lead, a passive play here, which maybe is bad, because I know the game, like my game plan is max Swampert here. So if I do take big damage with the Swampert, I do potentially just lose the game. So maybe not the greatest turn for me. However, that Quake boost that they got earlier is a little annoying. So, looks like once again I might be winning that first game of the episode and losing the second one. Seems to be a common pattern in recently, but Celesteela out here, coming back in. If they Quake the T-Tar, we're fine. I don't think they will though. Like, they've got to expect Swampert to be... Wow. They're actually going to taunt the Swampert, which honestly is interesting to me. We're going to see a Max Quake, and they Quake the Swampert here, so... Wish I would have swapped Swampert out here, but Swampert's going to eat that, and like I said, as long as they're not at +2, Swampert can realistically eat whatever Metagross wants to go for here. And they're going to get the special defense boost, which is once again really annoying. But the Scald coming out here, going to do next to nothing, and we do get the burn this time. So that's our third Scald of the series here with this team, and the first burn. So right on par. I'm not like, obviously I was fishing for it a little bit there. To be completely honest, it was pretty much of a, it was an obvious fish. With that, I am going to max the Pert now. And I am going to Quake. And I am going to Flamethrower just to make sure I get rid of this Metagross here. Metagross with the burn, not being at +2, is not going to be able to kill me. And with a max Pert on the field, Pert does do a lot of damage. The problem though I have is the Finny that's in the back, and I've lost his ult turn 1. So, I don't know, maybe that wasn't a great play for me turn 1, but we do have a max Pert on the field, and there he is, guys. You don't max Swampert every day, but here we go. He's not meant to max. He's meant to just kind of sit here and be that niche pick. So, seeing the max, there's the Brutal Swing. So they do have it. So I wasn't crazy about the Brutal Swing going into the weakness policy Metagross. But like I said, that burn is absolutely massive there. We're gonna see probably just another Quake. I would imagine into Swampert trying to pick me off. Well, once it was a Quake, it was definitely going to Pert, and max Pert, gonna eat that basically for breakfast. So. This is what Swampert is for, guys. Literally for this reason alone. And here's a Flamethrower going out into this Metagross. Not actually doing quite as much as I would have liked. But now we get a Max Pick off as well into this Metagross. If I can pick this off, we'll be taking it. But I don't know if it does. Burn should. And if it doesn't this turn, it will next turn. So I think the goal is to kill this Torn before he can get another like Tailwind up, even though he's going to get a Tailwind up this turn if they decide to go for it. Burn, of course, not going to kill because the Dynamax is going to keep it alive there, but it will kill this turn. And I'm going to be getting out of this turn with up 3-2, and I want to Quake. This is the problem. Actually, what I'm gonna this is a tough one. I'm gonna Hailstorm, but I should probably Hailstorm the Torn, and I'm also gonna Flash Cannon the Torn. Metagross is getting the attack off anyways. It's proven that it's faster than us, so there's really not much of a reason for me to go for anything into it. It's dying at the end of the turn, and the reason I'm not Geysering is because I don't want to give rain to the Finny that's potentially in the back. I know it would help my Swampert damage output, but it's not necessary. Not really a necessity here. They are going to go for an Icy Wind. Celesteela with a nice little dodge there, which is very nice. Of course, Pert doesn't care too much about its speed, although in the end game versus an Incineroar could definitely come in handy here. Ice Punch from the Metagross coming out. Maybe I could have protected there, but there is a chance that this Flash Cannon kills and I just get a Beast Boost, which was a little bit, that did nothing. Yeah, they have Quake Boost. What am I doing? They have Quake Boost. Why did I think that was going to kill? Anyways, Max Hailstorm coming out. I'm going to go into this Torn, and like I said, with the Quake Boosts, they're actually pretty bulky there, so of course, Metagross is going to drop, and Torn really doing nothing on the field right now, so I'm okay with it sitting there. I have a T-Tar for the late game, but we'll see what wants to switch in here, and I am a little concerned about a Tapu Fini. I've mentioned it a few times now, and I don't know if I can really break it. The Tailwind's going to end there for my opponent, so I'd imagine they just want to set it back up. Not that it matters too much here, but I'd imagine they're going to try and set it back up. So depends on what they bring in. If it's instant, I actually am pretty happy about that, but we'll see. Like if it's instant, I can click Max Quake and we'll be good. Like just a straight up Max Quake and we'll be fine. But if it's Finny, obviously I still Quake it, but it becomes a question of how I want to pivot around here. Could also be Regieleki. Could be one of their backmons here, so I definitely do not want to be losing Swampert too early. So we're going to have to see what comes in. I know it's Tapu Fini. Okay. Speaking of the Finny, there she is. And Torn's going to die to a Rock Slide when T-Tar comes in. So all efforts go into taking down this Tapu Fini right now. Or at least putting it in Rock Slide range. I don't know if they're going to potentially Calm Mind or anything. But Max Quake going out. Give myself another boost here. And I'm going to go for the Air Slash. I don't think I'm going to be Actually, I'm not going to be faster than it. So I might as well go for the damage output. The minuscule damage increase here might be enough to help me out in the long run. As long as they don't start going for too many Calm Minds, we should be alright here. Yeah, there's the Tailwind. Not shocked, and this is why I didn't bother Air Slashing. They're going to be faster than me, right? So they're just going to straight up Muddy Water, and they're actually going to miss the Celesteela. So Steela being a beast, Swampert being a beast and taking that as well. I don't know if this is offensive Finny or anything like that. Just off that damage because I don't max Swampert enough. That did do a good chunk of damage, which you'll love to see. And here's a Max Quake coming out, also going to connect into the Finny. So, based on this damage, we will take a look. Yeah, that could be offensive. So, interestingly enough here, we might have a chance at picking this Finny up this turn. No berries or anything either, meaning it's either going to be like a Wiki Berry. Could be leftover still, that could still be the case. Still no berry, so I don't know if it's Wiki Berry range or maybe 1 or 2 hit points out of Wiki Berry range, but there's the lefties. Okay, so we do see the lefties there, and I don't know if Swampert can actually take potential double attack in here, a double into it here. I am going to protect it, and we do see that Flash Cannon will be enough to pick off this Finny from this range, so we are going to go for it. I am expecting just a Muddy Water and an Air Slash of some sort, or a Muddy Water Icy Wind. There's the Icy Wind coming out, and Swampert, of course, going to protect. Steela was already slower, so I'm not really concerned about that. And +2 Special Defense Celesteela should not be dying to a Muddy Water here, like, at all. There's the Muddy Water coming out. How much are we going to do? Finny, what are you doing to me here? Finny's going to Muddy Water. It's not killing. 91 to what, though? Okay, 91 to 63. Celesteela eats that for breakfast. No accuracy drop. We do get the Flash Cannon off. Is it enough into Finny? It should be. It is indeed. So, the threat has been dealt with. And now it's basically a question of what does he have in the back. If it's Regieleki, and the Regieleki potentially has no normal move, because some of them don't. Some of them do not carry normal moves. Then Swampert might be able to just get an Earth Power and just pick it off. So, I know recently people have been running, I've seen E-Speed Aleki, but I don't think this is Aleki. This is actually going to be the Urshifu, which does make things slightly concerning to me. Unless, of course, it's Bandit. I don't think there's much of a way I can get through this. Of course, I'm going to Earth Power. It is the stronger of the two moves. And I'm also going to Air Slash. Him having the Urshifu here really does put a damper on the mood. Because I thought for a second there was a slight chance we were going to be able to pull things back there. But seeing the Urshifu, seeing us tip down too low, and it's just going to taunt me. I don't know why you're taunting me. I'm offensive. They're going to Wicked Blow. And the Wicked Blow is going where? Has to go into Steela, right? Yeah, the Wicked Blow has to go into Steela. It does go into Steela. And of course, they're going to kill the Steela there. That's alright. The question becomes, are they banded to some extent? Swampert going to go for the Earth Power right now. Going to connect into this Urshifu. Not going to kill. And everything's going to get tipped by the Hail. And this is where things get annoying. It's basically, is he banded? It's basically what this comes down to. The Torn could be sashed. I could see Torn being sashed. So I could definitely see a banded Urshifu, especially with the speed control beside it. So it is an option here. Let me just take a double check at their team. So, like, I mean, it could be banded. Aleki could be the sash as well. So if it is banded, we do win this game. I am going to Earth Power, and I'm going to also Super Power into the Urshifu. Killing the Urshifu is how I win this game. Urshifu does go close combat, so they are not banded. T-Tar, of course, going to drop. I'm never living that. Protecting was useless as well. And I think I need to dodge an Icy Wind to win this game. I think that's the only win con here. Icy Wind coming out. Gonna connect. How much are we doing here? We're doing what? It might kill me. 27 to 13. So it did 14 points of health, guys. Earth Power, of course. Gonna connect. Gonna go into this... Urshifu. Urshifu is gonna drop, and here comes Sand Chip. So, Sand Chip, of course, not going to be enough. I basically just need to live. It did 13 points of health. Sorry, it did 27 to 13. It did 14 points of health. I either need to dodge it, or I need to somehow live it. And it's going to be a really close endgame. Of course, Scald will be enough. Actually, Ice Beam's stronger. Might as well go for the Expert Belt boosted move. And here we go. It's coming down to, do I dodge? Brutal swings. They decided to switch it up. And it is going to be enough. So I do agree with that play on their end to switch up that kill. I do like that they ignore the miss. That is a very good play for them. Where did I lose this game? Obviously letting Zolt go down turn 1. Terrible idea on my part. I don't agree with that. And you know what's funny? I've done that in game 2 last episode, and I did it game 2 here. I just let Zolt go down turn 1 for realistically no reason. Especially when I had to switch in, right? Like, we saw that Swampert was a switch into it later on, so should have brought in Swampert earlier, kept the Zolt around for the late game, and that's just my fault for not playing that well. But I do still love this team, guys. So, as always, team is in the description down below, because I don't think I make that known enough, so I am probably going to keep pushing that, guys, because, hey, why not? If you want to try it out, go for it. It's not going to be a in-game, it's going to be just a paste, but I haven't released a rental of this yet, but... With that, guys, we are going to get out of here, and I want to thank you guys for watching. If you don't want to miss out on more content, feel free to subscribe, and you'll be notified the next time my content goes live. I don't know. I'm trying to get into that. I don't know. Kind of seems cheap to me, but I don't know. With that, guys, I'm going to stop rambling. I still don't have an outro. So with that, I'm going to get out of here, guys, and I will catch you guys in the next episode.